So guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ibrahim Francis. I had one of my clients, his name was Suleiman, and he had a lot of experience on Cisco, but he was going for a job of Huawei. What they were doing, they were migrating away from Huawei to Cisco, but you needed to know the Huawei commands initially. And he was like, I've got an interview coming up in the next 7 days, I think it was. I don't have access to any emulators like EVE-NG or anything like this, and I want to get through this interview. And he had quite a bit of experience on Cisco. So what I said to him is what I'm going to show you here. So let's see the prompt that we use on ChatGPT, and this is part 1. If you guys like it, I'll make sure I finish off parts 2 and 3, but this is the exact prompt that I used. I'm just going to add an additional part, so no configuration, even though I've written it already, no configuration on these devices except for SSH access. Alright, let's press enter and let's see what it comes up with. Alright, so it said that I'm an R1. Now, if I was on a Cisco device, I would do something like configure. And you see that we've got the Huawei config, the Huawei equivalent is system view, which is good. So let's have a look at the interfaces and see what IP addresses are configured on the interfaces using Cisco commands. Show IP interface brief. Now, I'm not sure if I need this for SSH access. This should be just direct. So I did ask it not to give it any configuration, but we'll run with that. So I should now be able to ping, because these devices are connected via 192.168.12.1. So if I try to ping the other side, which should be 192.168.12.2, and you see I'm able to ping R2. Alright, so it doesn't look like that. Let me see if I can actually SSH to R2. So SSH to R2. Says the server is not authenticated, connect. And it said yes automatically. But I'm now on R2. Let's do a show IP interface brief. And we see that the equivalent is display IP interface brief. I know that on Huawei you could do a display this. So let's, and this will show the hierarchy where we are. Display this. So where sysname has been called R2. The IP address for R2, which is what we're on, is 192.168.12.2. We can see that SSH has been configured. Yeah, some good information. Alright, so let me try to configure a loopback, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure a static route to be able to configure the loopbacks. So if I say interface loopback 0, I'll press shift and space because I want to shift and enter because I just want to add additional commands on ChatGPT. Then I'm going to say IP address is 2.2.2.2, and we're going to give it a /32. And we're going to say no shut for that. That is for R2. Let's see what the equivalent Huawei commands are. So we would say interface loopback 0, IP address 2.2.2.2. I'm sure that you could do a /32, but 255 seems very, very the same basically. Let me just say write mem, which is obviously a Cisco command. The Huawei equivalent is save, and then you will say yes, and it's been saved. Now let's do a show IP interface brief. And the thing is, once Suleiman started getting used to these commands, he can actually just put the Huawei commands in natively. So display IP interface brief. We can see that the loopback has been configured. Let's SSH back to R1. Alright, and do the same there. So show IP interface brief. You can see that no loopback address has been added for R1. Let me just put that here. So interface loopback 0, IP address of 1.1.1.1. Let's do the Huawei command, which is a /32. So I'm mixing them up. No shut. I think that ChatGPT is intelligent enough to be able to take that. It did. And now let me see. I'm going to do two things. First, I'm going to ping my own loopback on R1. So I'm going to ping 1.1.1.1. Then I'm going to try and ping 2.2.2.2. Now, because there's no static root, I'm expecting to be able to ping my own loopback, which is 1.1.1.1, because I'm directly connected, but I shouldn't be able to ping R2's loopback. And we can put that all on one line. So ping 1.1.1. And let's see what the Huawei equivalent is of repeat 10. And then also ping. Oh, let's also put rapid, which is not actually a Cisco command, that's a Juniper command. Let's see if it will take it. Ping 2.2.2. I'm just seeing how far I can push it. 10 rapid. And what I'm saying rapid for is because when you ping on a Huawei, I don't know if it does these commands, the long ones like you get on Linux machines or Windows machines. I want to see if it does the exclamation marks. So we're expecting it to be able to ping the first one. Nah, it didn't. It's still done the long-winded commands. So we're getting replies from our directly connected interface, but we're getting time out to R2's loopback, which is exactly what we want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now configure a static route to R2's loopback address from R1. So I would say IP route to get to the 2.2.2 network, which is on a /32. I'm going to use my exit interface, which is gigabit. This one. This is my exit interface. So let's do that. And then we should. So we see that the equivalent on the Huawei is IP route static 2.2.2.2 255.255.255.255, and the exit interface is gigabit 000. So let's see if we are now able to ping 2.2.2.2 from R1, and you can see that that static route worked. All we would have to do is go over to R2 and do the same thing, yeah? So let's just SSH to R2. You can see from here we're already in system view, but I will do it anyway. So configure IP route to get to 1.1.1.1 on a /32. Their exit interface is gigabit 0/0. Then I can say write mem to save this. Now we should be able to see that static route in the route table. So if I said now show IP route, let's just see what the equivalent is on Huawei. It says display IP routing table. In the routing table, we can see that we've got a static route to get to the 1.1.1.1 network. And the final test is ping 1.1.1.1. So in this short video, I've managed to display how we access the configuration on Huawei, how we look at the interfaces, how we can configure a static route, how we can configure a loopback address. In the next video, If you guys say you want more of this series, we'll see. It was a multi-vendor interview, so they had Huawei, they had Alcatel, and they had Cisco, and they asked a lot of theory. So I'll see you guys in the next one.